Well, friends and followers, welcome back to the No Talk Motorsport Workshop, where today we've got another absolutely thrilling episode of totally nothing because I'm filling in time with my broken leg. But what are we doing this week? Let's have a look. Quite some time back, we acquired this 13B, knowing that it's probably clagged, but what we're going to do is we're going to rip it apart after it's been sitting on the shelf for so long. Let's pull it apart and see just exactly how bad it is. Okay, so let's look at initial things that are worthy of note. We had a look inside the rear plate, where just under where the flywheel would normally be, and we can't see any particular designation of what type of motor this is, other than obviously it's a 13B. We do have an R5 13B also in the workshop, but this one, whilst it's a similar configuration, it doesn't have any stamping, so we'll work that out later. Engine mount is on the front casing, so it is certainly an early unit. Water pump, not attached. It certainly spins nice and freely, so the water pump itself is very good. The thermostat housing is completely toast, so that'll be no good, but in two minds about what we're going to do with the water pump. Are we going to run electric if we do use this motor in something else, or maybe water pump might come up for sale? Well, now that we've got it up on the engine stand, it's going to make it a lot easier to work. Start making some inspections, and we look inside the exhaust ports. We can see the tip of a rotor, which doesn't look like it has an apex seal. And in this hole there's a whole lot of crustiness and bits broken, so I'm not holding a huge amount of hope for what's going to be inside of this. We had a feel inside the and a bit of a look inside the inlet ports, and it has been bridge ported, so depending on how crusty it is inside, if the plates can be saved, the bridge port might be good, but I'm really not expecting too much out of those housings. Let's continue. Well, the first positive in this process is that in dumping the oil, nothing on the sump plug, and it all seemed to come out fairly clean, so we're hoping there's no steel in the oil system. And the distributor has certainly come out in very good order. I had a look under the cap, all the internals look pretty good. So let's think again. Do we sell it? Do we keep it? Are we going electronic ignition, or are we going to go with the single dizzy? Question mark. Well, first things first, before we get into too much of this activity, looking on the front plate, it's marked R5, so we're looking at an R5 motor. So if there is anything worth salvaging in this motor, they should be alright. Well, after some further inspection, it looks like this is a bit of a Bitzer motor, because we've got an R5 front plate, we've got a T rear plate and a U middle plate. Don't know how that's going to fare. Let's continue the strip down and see what's inside. And whilst the oil may have drained clean, now that we've removed the pan, starting to look reflective of the story of the major catastrophe that's happened inside the front housing. With the front cover off, everything inside the front cover at least looks like it's salvageable. Good thing, Torrington bearing was all intact, all the spaces and plates and everything there were good. If we look across, there's the counterweight, the drive for the dizzy and the oil pump. In that rag there is the oil pump chain, which the tensioner was all in good order. And down here, the oil pump itself. Now, we've pulled part of it out and had a good look in there. There doesn't look to be any trace of metal or anything in there, so I'm suggesting the oil pump is still in good order. So, as I say, we're not expecting a lot inside, but at least some of the stuff we've taken off is going to be reusable. I do think someone got a little over exuberant on trying to tension up the rear main nut on the flywheel. That's just a mess. How disgraceful. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, all in its pieces, all over the floor in its total glory. Now, I'm kind of thinking that it's had some sort of a major water leak and caused a big hydraulic lock for it to stop. It's got a monster bridge port happening, and it may have leaked around the water seal through that thin area of past the bridge port. I don't know. Certainly the faces of the plates and the surface of the housings are not scored, but certainly they're very crusty. They may or may not clean up. All of the seals on the rotors look to be pretty good. We'll have a go at seeing how they clean up. The E-shaft is spectacular. All in all, it could be salvageable. Yeah, not sure. So, friends and followers, I'm going to leave it about there. It might take me a little bit of time to progress with this, but yeah, let's see future episodes whether or not we're able to rebuild this. So once again, I've just done this to fill in time because we haven't fixed the leg, but yeah, I've been meaning to pull this engine apart for a long time. If you're watching, thanks very much. Nice to have you along. If you're not, it's no surprise because these are just fill in time episodes, but hey, I think this potentially could be a sensational engine. Keep watching. See you soon.